Hello guys, I will try to show you something in this video, so please watch the actual video. The surface upon which we live is flat and circular. The continents that are known to us are surrounded by a rim of large land masses that are off limits to the general public. These vast territories are either misrepresented on the current mainstream maps or are not depicted at all. There are also a handful of landmasses in the center of this flat plain that are also hidden from the general public. The Antarctic Rim. Antarctica is shown to be a continent on the bottom of the globe. Since the surface upon which we live is flat, that's obviously impossible. The truth is that Antarctica is a collection of uninterrupted land masses that surrounds the continents we know. That's why I call it a rim. The Antarctic Rim stretches for around 70,000 kilometers and is no less than 1,000 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, which would make its total surface area at least 70 million square kilometers. That's roughly as much as the combined surface areas of Africa, Russia and North America. Also, these calculations are based on my estimates that the Antarctic Rim's width is only 1,000 kilometers, while in reality it may be even double as wide for a large part of its length of 70,000 kilometers. Either way, my conclusion is that the Antarctic Rim's surface area is at least as big as half of the world's. And since I'm staying on the safe side with my estimates, the chances are that it's even bigger than that. We could be talking about as much surface area as all continents put together. I've stated in previous videos that if we go southwards, we will eventually bump into the dome. What I didn't mention is the fact that the highest mountains in the world are located on the Antarctic Rim, and therefore we would need to climb mountains that could be even higher than Mount Everest before we bump into the dome. There are surely valleys, plateaus and other places that would provide easier access to the dome, and I imagine those are the places where our Masonic world rulers have built several hyper-modern cities by now, but for the most part it's mountainous terrain. The creation of those mountains is also very interesting. Knowing that the land we walk upon, including the mountains, are the petrified and fossilized cadavers of gigantic life forms, many of which were more than 1,000 kilometers long, it's logical to assume that there were dozens of those dragon-like animals that were chased towards those outskirts, and once they reached the dome and there was nowhere else to go, they were killed by the creatures in the UFOs. Their decaying bodies were petrified and fossilized and became the mountains that made up the Antarctic Rim. There have been several such events during which extremely large creatures were chased towards a specific area in order to be killed, petrified and to become a part of the landscape. I believe the first such events took place around 50,000 years ago, when the immensely large creature, in the body of which we are, was still a fetus. Back then, similar events took place in most of the subterranean levels as well, levels full of dragon-like creatures that were crawling around, making short flights, killing each other and other gigantic animals, etc. So, this is North Siberia. I'm gonna zoom in here. Look at this one. This is a petrified creature. It's a serpent-like creature. From the eyes to the top of its nose or snout, it's 10 kilometers, so this distance. It lies on its left side. So what we see is its right side, one of the eyes visible. But well, this one should be at least 100 kilometers long, but close to it there is another one, a bigger one. This is its head. This one is 2.5 times the size of the other one. Here is its eye. Here is the eyebrow area of its left eye. This one lies more on its chin. So this is how it died, or this is how it rested when it was petrified. So here we see the smaller one again. Here are the scales, so you can look for them yourselves. So obviously we don't have actual footage or satellite footage from the area above the Antarctic Rim, so we have to do with what we have. The 4 islands. Besides the Antarctic Rim, there are 4 large islands in the center of this flat plain that are not on any mainstream map and are therefore hidden from the general public. Each of those 4 islands is bigger than Spain. 4 very wide channels divide the 4 islands. Those channels have very high water currents that change direction every 6 hours. In the midst of the 4 islands there is a whirlpool sea with a diameter of 500 kilometers that swallows the waters from the 4 channels and spits it out again 6 hours later. The high and low tides are the result of that perpetual motion. Also, there is a magnetic mountain, 𝗧𝗵𝗲, in the very center of the whirlpool sea. By now, there must be several cities built on those 4 islands, just as it is the case with the Antarctic Rim. Furthermore, there is a large number of military bases that are spread out across all of these hidden lands. Those territories became officially off limits in the late 1940s, so our Masonic world rulers have had many decades to establish an entire hidden society throughout those regions, and they sure did. By now there are 3rd generation soldiers, scientists and other members of staff that have been born in those hidden lands. They may even have their own nationality that we know nothing about. A part of the scary reality is that this world is an enclosed system. Hiding the truth about the very shape of this world has the purpose of maintaining a social order. Indoctrinating the populace into believing they live on a spinning ball whirling through space includes the hiding of large territories by not depicting them on any maps available to the general public and by limiting people's abilities to freely explore this world. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.